Okay, part two. Just a continuation. I have to remember where I left off. Right, the accident. Oh, and yay, it's snowing again. In the spring. Yeah, so the entire family, and I'm talking brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, daughters, sons, son-in-laws, daughter-in-laws, family friends, big family too. I believe they were Hindu. Really nice family. Like, they were just so nice to me. Their car suffered more than mine did, but besides that point, weird. Just before the accident, my phone rang, my cell phone. So I picked it up really quickly, and it turned out to be, sorry, my lips are really dry, I'm thirsty. It turned out to be Anita, the psychologist from the DBT program. And I had long enough time to say hello and for her to say who she was before I said, hang on. And then she heard the whole accident. Screaming, crying, and everything in between. So, yeah, not so cool. Kind of weird, actually. Anyway, I managed to call a friend of mine and for her to come over and help me, because I went into shock pretty quickly. I apparently passed out, and then I passed out a second time. I was in their house, like in the front doorway of their house. I passed out again on my friend, and she called 911. Apparently, I knew I had a headache, and a sore neck, and I know I was having trouble catching my breath, and thinking back, I know I kept disassociating. I was just not there. It's like my brain said, see ya. So 911 was called. So fire shows up, police show up, ambulance shows up. What I found out later, once I was in the ambulance, was as soon as, and I have no idea how the timing went, but as soon as the EMTs walked through the door of the house, the father, the dying man, took his last breath. I remember which turned out to be one of his daughters, who's probably about my age. She was just wailing, just screaming, "Daddy, Daddy, no. Daddy, no." But I was so out of it that I had no idea what was going on. They got me out of there, and I was told later. And I was also told that he was a DNR, which means do not resuscitate. He was terminal stage 3 cancer. I thought there was 4 stages, but whatever. Regardless, he was dying. And they didn't want all of that type of fuss. They didn't want sirens and fire, paramedics and police. They didn't want any of that at all. But because of me, and because of my stupidity, I kept most of that family away from being able to say a proper goodbye and spending the last few moments of their father's life with him peacefully. And I know what everyone's saying. It wasn't my fault. He was dying anyway. It would have happened, whatever, regardless. What are you crying about? Get over it. Doesn't matter. It wasn't your fault. Blah, blah, blah. You know what? It doesn't matter. Because the truth of the matter is that it did happen. It is my fault that the family was kept away. Because of me, because they were concerned about me and trying to help me, because I hit their car. Nobody seems to get that, including, well, everybody except Kirk, my Gestalt therapist. So I've been having, also back in 2000 I was in a pretty bad car accident, and which wasn't my fault. I ended up suing the other driver and her insurance company. That's just the way it works. And up here, trying to do that is hell. It was literally 6 years of hell, and I flashed. I can't even go into it because it's just too much. But I flashed back to that, and ever since I've been disassociating more. I've been flashing back. I can't stop crying. I won't eat. That's the trigger part. I can't. What makes me feel like I deserve. I kept a family away from the last precious moments. What gives me the right to think that I deserve anything? The only thing I deserve is to not be here. Because all I ever do is hurt people. And this is going to be another video. Because we're already at 9 minutes. Because apparently I can't talk fast enough. Yeah. So I'll stop it here and then I'll pick it up again. See you in a minute.